There are rare and secret places hidden at the farthest edge of the world. We'll reveal them in this video, some of them you've heard of. Many of them may still be a secret to you, and at least one of them might just change how you see life forever. Let's begin. Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, China. If these towering rock pillars look familiar, it's probably because they inspired the floating mountains in James Cameron's Avatar. Welcome to Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, a real-life fantasy land in Hunan Province, China. These quartz sandstone formations have been sculpted by time and erosion into sky-piercing spires, many standing over 3,000 feet tall. Some are so thin and tall, they seem to defy gravity, especially when cloaked in mist. You can even walk across one of the world's scariest glass bridges, suspended between two cliffs. That's right. Clear flooring, dizzying heights, and an unforgettable view of nature showing off. Meteora, Greece. Monasteries perched atop impossible cliffs, once reachable only by rope ladders and baskets pulled by monks. Gobi Desert, Mongolia. A harsh expanse where sand dunes hum and dinosaur bones lie exposed. It's one of the few deserts that can also get snow. Bhutan. A Himalayan kingdom that measures success by gross national happiness. It's also the only carbon-negative country in the world. Socotra Island, Yemen. An alien-looking place where dragon blood trees reach toward the sky like nervous fingers. Its landscape is so unique that 1/3 of its plant life is found nowhere else on Earth. Jewel Changi Airport, Singapore. Getting stranded at an airport usually spells boredom and overpriced snacks. But not here. Singapore's Jewel Changi Airport turns that narrative on its head with what might be the most beautiful airport in the world. This isn't just a terminal. It's a $1.25 billion lifestyle oasis. Opened in 2019, this donut-shaped marvel is nestled between Terminal 1 and the Air Traffic Control Tower, and it's packed with luxury shops, gardens, and even an indoor forest. But the star attraction? The Rain Vortex, the world's tallest indoor waterfall. Standing at 130 feet high, this cascading torrent drops through the center of the building like a man-made rainforest dream. Powered by rainwater and lit up in vivid 3D projections at night, it's more like an art installation than airport plumbing. If you got stuck here during a layover, you might never want to leave. The Azores, Portugal. Volcanic islands with crater lakes, black sand beaches, and hot springs. They're still geologically active, and you can feel it beneath your feet. Great Blue Hole, Belize. A perfect circle of deep blue, 400 feet deep, surrounded by coral reef. Inside, ancient stalactites suggest it was once a dry cave during the Ice Age. Patagonia Icefields, Argentina. A land of towering ice where glaciers crack like thunder. One glacier here, Perito Moreno, is one of the few still growing. Wulingyuan Scenic Area, China. Over 3,000 quartzite pillars pierce the sky like nature's skyscrapers. These spires inspired the floating Hallelujah Mountains in the movie Avatar. Zhangjiajie, China. Rolling hills of rainbow-colored sandstone that look hand-painted. Each layer was formed over thousands of years by wind, rain, and minerals, not Photoshop. Ruyi Bridge, China. At first glance, you might assume the Ruyi Bridge is some elaborate digital rendering, something straight out of a CGI-heavy sci-fi film. But no, this real-life architectural marvel exists high above the Shenong Valley in Zhejiang Province, China. Its twisted, dreamlike design defies logic. And just when that's not enough, it's made entirely of glass. Of all the materials one could choose for a sky-high bridge, they picked the one that lets you see straight through to the bottom. Bold! If your legs don't turn to jelly, you'll get a 140-meter-high panoramic view of lush hills, deep valleys, and pristine wilderness. If you're not great with heights, maybe bring a spare pair of pants, just in case. Cappadocia, Turkey. Fairy chimneys rise from a dreamscape where hot air balloons drift silently at dawn. Early Christians carved churches into the rocks. Some still bear murals from 1,000 years ago. Lake Hillier, Australia. A lake that's bright pink, and science isn't completely sure why. One theory? A special salt-loving microbe, thriving where nothing else can. Ait Ben Haddou, Morocco. An ancient mud brick city frozen in time.
It's so cinematic, it's been featured in over 20 major films, including Game of Thrones.
Whitehaven Beach, Australia. Swirling patterns of white sand and blue sea seen best from above. The sand is 98% silica, so fine it squeaks underfoot. Bagan, Myanmar. Over 2,000 ancient temples stretch across the plains. In the morning, hot air balloons rise above them, creating a surreal silhouette. Salar de Uyuni, Bolivia. Prepare to feel like you've left Earth entirely. The Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia is so surreal, it's been used as a filming location for Star Wars, The Last Jedi, The Fall, and Salt and Fire. This massive salt flat, the largest in the world, stretches over 10,000 square kilometers and sits 3,656 meters above sea level. That vast white crust creates a mirror effect so vivid that on certain days, it becomes impossible to tell where the ground ends and the sky begins. Photographers and tourists flock here for the illusion, the world's largest natural mirror. Reflections are so flawless they seem photoshopped in real time. And here's a plus. You won't need to pack a mirror. The ground itself will reflect your every move.
Torres del Paine, Chile.
Granite towers jutting from glaciers and electric blue lakes.
Here you can experience 4 seasons in a single day: sun, snow, wind, and rain.
Hallstatt, Austria.
A lakeside village that looks too perfect to be real.
So perfect, in fact, China built an exact replica of it in Guangdong, Yosemite Valley, USA. Granite cliffs, giant sequoias, and waterfalls that glow at sunset. The famous Firefall appears for only 10 minutes a year. Victoria Falls, Zambia, Zimbabwe. Twice the height of Niagara Falls and over a mile wide. The mist is so powerful, locals call it the smoke that thunders. Northern Lights, Norway. Dancing ribbons of color shimmer across the Arctic sky. The phenomenon comes from solar particles colliding with our atmosphere, but feels like magic. The Door to Hell, Turkmenistan. Imagine driving across a desert and suddenly spotting a blazing pit in the ground, lit up like the entrance to another dimension. That's exactly what's burning in Turkmenistan's Karakum Desert, a fiery hole that's been glowing non-stop for over 50 years. Locals call it the Door to Hell, and the name fits. Back in 1971, a drilling operation hit a natural gas pocket, causing the ground to collapse and release toxic fumes. To prevent an environmental disaster, scientists set it on fire, assuming it would burn out in days. Spoiler alert, it didn't. It's still burning. And thanks to that, this 230-foot-wide inferno now draws thrill-seekers from all over the world, especially those who want to stare straight into Earth's flaming belly. Palawan, Philippines. Hidden lagoons, limestone cliffs, and coral reefs beyond compare. In 2013, it was voted the most beautiful island in the world, twice. Icelandic Highlands, Iceland. Volcanic deserts, neon moss, and steam vents erupting from nowhere. It's so remote NASA trained astronauts for the moon here. Provence Lavender Fields, France. Endless purple rows buzz with bees in the summer sun. Napoleon once demanded his army's uniforms be dyed with lavender from here. Komodo Island, Indonesia. Home to the world's largest lizard, the Komodo dragon. They can smell prey from nearly 2 miles away. Plitvice Lakes, Croatia. Waterfalls that cascade down emerald terraces and vanish into 16 interconnected lakes. Most people don't know, these waters change color depending on the minerals and angle of sunlight. Underwater waterfall, Mauritius. Imagine chilling on a plane and looking out the window, only to witness what looks like an entire island being sucked into a watery abyss. That's exactly what you'll see off the coast of Le Morne, Mauritius. What looks like a vertical drop into the ocean is actually an optical illusion caused by underwater currents and sediment movement. The so-called underwater waterfall is nothing more than a trick of light and flow. But wow, is it convincing. On land, the illusion still stuns, but the most dramatic view comes from the sky. So hop on a seaplane if you really want to capture this Earth meets dreamscape moment. Lake Bled, Slovenia. A fairy tale island church floating on a glacial lake. Legend says ringing its bell brings love and fortune. Raja Ampat, Indonesia. The most biodiverse marine ecosystem on Earth. One coral reef here hosts more species than the entire Caribbean Sea. Mount Roraima, Venezuela. A tabletop mountain surrounded by sheer cliffs and clouds. Its summit is so isolated, many of its species exist nowhere else in the world. Blue Lagoon, Iceland. A geothermal spa where milky blue water steams under volcanic skies. The minerals are said to rejuvenate the skin and the soul. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. The largest living thing on Earth, visible from space. It's home to more species than the entire UK and Ireland combined. Aogashima Volcano Island, Japan. Now this is what you call extreme living. Aogashima is a tiny volcanic island in the Philippine Sea. And yes, people actually live inside the crater of a still active volcano. Part of the Izu archipelago and technically under Tokyo's jurisdiction, the island is home to fewer than 200 residents. It's remote, hard to reach, and looks like a set from a survival game. The landscape is lush and green thanks to volcanic soil, and the inner caldera holds hiking trails, geothermal vents, and even natural saunas. It's peaceful, but there's always that little reminder that you're living in the belly of a sleeping giant. Faroe Islands, Denmark. Grass-roofed houses, misty cliffs, and waterfalls that dive straight into the ocean. There are more sheep than people on these mysterious islands. Mount Fuji, Japan. A near-perfect volcanic cone, snow-capped and sacred. Pilgrims still hike it in silence during certain festivals. Amalfi Coast, Italy. Cliffside villages stacked over the sea, drenched in lemon-scented sunlight. Romans once called it the Road of the Gods. Namib Desert, Namibia. Red dunes taller than skyscrapers, and ghost trees trapped in white clay. Some dunes sing as wind cascades over them. Santorini, Greece. White houses with blue domes spill down volcanic cliffs. What most tourists miss? Ancient ruins buried by one of the largest eruptions in history. Cappadocia, Turkey. Cappadocia feels like another planet, and not just because of the landscape. This central Turkish region is known for its fairy chimney, bizarre stone towers carved over thousands of years by wind and water. But what makes Cappadocia truly surreal is the way people have lived here. For centuries, locals carved homes, churches, and even underground cities directly into the soft rock. You can literally sleep inside a cave hotel and watch sunrise hot air balloons drift above an ancient volcanic wonderland. It's peaceful, strange, and full of history. A perfect blend of Earth's natural art and humanity's persistence. Cinque Terre, Italy. 5 colorful villages clinging to cliffs above the Mediterranean. Trains and boats connect them. Cars are banned to preserve their beauty. Angel Falls, Venezuela. The world's tallest waterfall plunges from a cliff taller than the Empire State Building. Its mist can be felt from over a mile away. Antelope Canyon, USA. A slot canyon shaped by flash floods and time. Every year, hidden beams of light appear for only a few minutes, known as God rays. Lake Tahoe, USA. A deep blue lake that straddles California and Nevada. So clear, early settlers joked you could see fish winking back at you. Pamukkale, Turkey. At first glance, Pamukkale looks like a snow-covered mountainside. But those white terraces aren't snow or ice. They're made of travertine, a mineral left behind by hot springs that cascade down the hillside. Located in southwestern Turkey, Pamukkale, which means cotton castle in Turkish, has been a spa destination since Roman times. People used to soak in the warm, mineral-rich waters to heal everything from joint pain to skin problems. Today, tourists still walk barefoot across the terraces and bathe in ancient thermal pools surrounded by ruins. It's one of the rare places on Earth where history, healing, and jaw-dropping natural beauty collide. Halong Bay, Vietnam. Thousands of limestone islands rise from emerald water. Some legends say they were formed by a dragon protecting the coast. Swiss Alps, Switzerland. Snowy peaks, cowbell-dotted meadows, and timeless chalets. The Matterhorn's shape inspired the Toblerone chocolate bar. Svalbard, Norway. Arctic wilderness, polar bears, and ice caves under the midnight sun. It's also home to the Global Seed Vault, humanity's backup plan. Ilulissat Icefjord, Greenland. Massive icebergs calve off glaciers into a frozen bay. This fjord alone produces 10% of Greenland's icebergs. The Galapagos Islands, Ecuador, where evolution unfolds in real time. Giant tortoises here can live to be over 100 and still have babies. In Munnar, Kerala, India. Sometimes the most beautiful places aren't coastlines or waterfalls, they're entire towns wrapped in green. Welcome to Munnar, a serene slice of paradise nestled in India's Western Ghats mountain range. This peaceful hill station in the Idukki district is blanketed in rolling tea plantations, home to exotic flowers, and cooled by a constant breeze that makes every moment feel like a daydream. Munnar means 3 rivers, named after the trio of waterways that converge here. It also happens to be the biggest tea-growing region in southern India. One rare gem here, the Neelakurinji flower, a violet-blue orchid that blooms only once every 12 years, like nature's version of a solar eclipse. With its gentle vibe and vibrant flora, Munnar is a magnet for nature lovers, honeymooners, and anyone craving fresh air and good food. Iguazu Falls, Brazil, Argentina. 275 waterfalls crashing through tropical jungle. Eleanor Roosevelt visited and whispered, "Poor Niagara." Moraine Lake, Canada. A turquoise mirror surrounded by jagged peaks in Banff National Park. The lake's stunning color? Caused by glacial rock flowers suspended in the water. The Amazon rainforest, Brazil. A living green cathedral that produces 20% of the world's oxygen. Every second, an area the size of a football field disappears, yet hidden tribes still survive untouched. The Maldives. White sand islands floating in a turquoise sea like jewels. Some resorts offer underwater bedrooms, with views of real coral reefs outside your window. Reynisfjara Black Sand Beach, Iceland. Everyone expects beaches to have golden or gray sand. But Reynisfjara, on Iceland's southern coast near Reykjavik, didn't get the memo. This moody, haunting shoreline is made entirely of jet-black volcanic sand. Formed from lava that flowed into the ocean, cooled, hardened, and shattered over time, this beach looks like something out of a fantasy novel. Nearby looms a dormant volcano snoozing under a glacier, adding even more drama to the already surreal landscape. It's not just the black sand that makes this place magical. The cliffs are lined with otherworldly basalt column formations, like massive organ pipes frozen in time. Just don't go swimming here. The waves are sneaky and violent, and they've claimed more than a few lives. Guangdong's tallest sky corridor waterfall. Let's kick things off with a mega attraction from China. The highest sky corridor waterfall you'll ever see, located in the mesmerizing Huangteng Gorge in Puyang. Nicknamed the Big Rackets by tourists. You'll see why in a second. This extraordinary skywalk resembles 2 giant tennis rackets stretched across a mountain face. How massive is it? Try 166 stories tall. Yes, you heard right. Constructed for roughly 268 million won, or around $40 million USD, the structure packs cutting-edge features. Picture this: a walkway embedded with over 450 water jets and 2,000 LED lights that sync with music, creating a full-on visual symphony. As you stroll across its transparent panels, you'll hear the unsettling sound of cracking glass, and even see fissures beneath your feet. Don't panic. It's all just a special effect designed to spook thrill seekers. Safe? Yes. Terrifying? Absolutely. Giant's Causeway, Northern Ireland. It's hard to believe this bizarre landscape wasn't carved by ancient aliens. The Giant's Causeway, located on Northern Ireland's rugged coast, looks like a massive jigsaw puzzle made of thousands of perfectly shaped stone columns. But this isn't some ancient civilization's monument. It's the result of volcanic activity from thousands of years ago. As molten lava cooled and cracked, it formed over 40,000 interlocking basalt columns that now look like a giant staircase leading into the sea. Local legend says it was built by an actual giant named Finn McCool. Whether you believe the science or the folklore, it's one of the most mind-bending natural wonders on Earth. Niagara Falls, USA, Canada. Sure, you've probably heard of Niagara Falls, but trust us, it's way more than just a pretty cascade. This colossal wonder isn't just tall. It hurls 3,160 tons of water every second at nearly 100 miles per hour. That's close to 700,000 gallons roaring down every second. Shaped over thousands of years ago during the Ice Age, when glacial masses broke apart North America's surface, The falls now serve as a magnet for lovers, thrill seekers, and history buffs. What many don't realize is that Niagara is made up of not one, but three waterfalls: the dainty Bridal Veil Falls, the thunderous American Falls, and the show-stopping Horseshoe Falls on the Canadian side. Daredevils have always flocked here. In 1859, Charles Blondin walked a tightrope over the falls wearing only pink tights. In 2012, Nick Wallenda repeated the feat live on TV. Whether you want a wild stunt or a cozy weekend getaway, Niagara delivers drama and romance in equal parts. The Enchanted River, Philippines. Hidden deep within the jungles of Mindanao is a river so magical it's practically myth. The Enchanted River in Hinatuan stuns visitors with its electric blue waters, crystal clarity, and depths so mysterious that divers still haven't reached the bottom. Locals long believed spirits protected the river, and it's easy to see why. The water appears to glow from within, especially where it drops suddenly into a deep blue basin. Every day at noon, swimming is paused for a short ceremony where a traditional song is played and fish appear like clockwork, gliding out of nowhere as if summoned. Science hasn't explained everything, which only adds to the wonder. Lake Natron, Tanzania. You'd think a lake that turns animals into stone was made up, but Lake Natron is hauntingly real. Located in northern Tanzania, this eerie red lake has such extreme alkalinity, with pH levels as high as 10.5, that it can preserve dead birds and animals by calcifying them. The lake gets its blood-red color from salt-loving microorganisms, and it often reaches temperatures of 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Despite its inhospitable vibe, it's a crucial breeding ground for lesser flamingos, which somehow thrive in this alien environment. The petrified animals scattered along the shore give the lake a spooky, surreal quality, like walking through a forgotten myth frozen in time. And now the moment we promised. There's a place that doesn't appear on many maps. A place so untouched and sacred, only a few hundred people visit each year. It's called Singui Rouge, Madagascar. A canyon of deep red spires formed from iron-rich sand and time. Few know of it. Fewer still reach it. But those who do say it changes the way they see beauty itself, not because of the place, but because of how quiet it makes the world feel. The truth is, the world's beauty isn't just in landscapes. It's in the emotions they spark, the silence they command, and the curiosity they ignite. And if a part of you feels pulled toward one of these places, maybe it's time you listened.